I'm Jody Haynes.
And I'm Cody Alter.
And so originally we were looking for a name to what we would call our farm, and my last name being Rambo was a bit aggressive and overused. Jody's Haynes was underwear, and Cody, well, his last name's Alter, so it just kind of fit.
But Jason called and said we should flip Cody's last name, the A and the T, or the L and the T, and it'd be, Alter. Not realizing Cody's last name was Alter, not Atler. And there we have it, Alter, which is epic because it's a slight shift, a slight shift in consciousness to alter something slightly. It's pretty beautiful.
That's awesome. So we're going to get into these legacy questions, but first, just a little bit of the history. How long have you guys been, what year did you guys start? And then did you guys have some history before you started Alter as far as growing?
Your story. Yeah, your story.
I mean, I guess this kind of fits in the legacy aspect of things, but I'm 44 now. I was 14 when I first started growing cannabis, and we found some seeds in the weed we were smoking out back behind the high school and planted them, and my dad found them about a week later and beat me up pretty good. So I always tell him he beat it into me, and now his last name is on a farm. So it's kind of a funny circle how that happened. But yeah, so 30 years of growing cannabis.
He's never missed a season.
Yeah.
Never not put plants in the ground. I grew my first cannabis plant at 21. I was, early participant of the medical marijuana program.
And I have a background in construction and came on board in 2015. Helped with
Built the whole
infrastructure.
farm. Yeah, built all the buildings here and everything that we have.
So you kind of had a crash course into cannabis pretty quick, huh?
Yeah. Under the tutelage of these two.
Nice. So let's get into the legacy stuff. So as far as the word legacy, what does that mean to you guys?
Well, traditionally, legacy, in the traditional sense, means kind of like what you leave for the future. And so I know it's being used as legacy growers or legacy farmers in a different kind of context in the cannabis space, but I still think of legacy as, what we're leaving for the future. And so, we have this piece of property. It used to be an apple orchard that produced cider apples, and now it's producing cannabis. And, I like to think that whoever is the caretaker of this land in the future is going to have land that's cleaner than what it was when we got it, and and still healthy and still able to produce either food or more cannabis and continue in some type of farming in the future. So.
And as legacy growers, we have seeds that we've had before anything was legal, and genetics that we've kept alive and have been breeding with since before then. So also being able to, leave behind the value that, old isn't bad, and keeping genetics alive. And hopefully that sun-grown cannabis has you know, somewhere to stand, and it isn't a commodity crop, because to us it's better, you know, and that like leads into so many other of your questions. But yeah, being able to leave behind like, yeah,
and take what was back then. You know, I started smoking cannabis at 14, so there's a lot of flavors and smells that we have in our genetics that you probably don't see mirrored so much out there in the market. And so bringing that to the newer consumer, you know, bringing that as a piece of nostalgia for older people to smoke and consume, and, you know, kind of giving our palate and expressing our palate and allowing other people to try that and try something different.
Yeah, and just from our standpoint too, when we started doing this and asking these questions about legacy, like you said, a lot of people are saying, well, what's the word legacy mean traditionally, and what does that mean? And we actually are interested in hearing both perspectives. You know, what is the legacy of Alter going to be? What legacy are you guys trying to leave behind?
Well, I mean, what we try to produce outdoor cannabis in the most, you know, present the most pristine product to the consumer. We try to, you know, we figure out ways to produce it in a clean manner, something that's people can enjoy, something that is, in our opinion, of better quality than what people are going to get in warehouses or going to find from indoor production. So, as far as that's our attempt really is to maintain this plant in an outdoor environment, growing underneath the sun, growing with the natural environment, growing with the seasons, and you know, that connection to the earth that it helps a lot of people have when they consume it. I hope that translates through our product for the consumer.
And I mean, truly too, I think that, like, back to what I said, having, you know, genetics that are 20 years old and being able to keep that alive. And we've done that, you know, we've kept genetics alive for, you know, 30 years, truthfully. So, I mean, that feels good. And I hope to leave that behind, you know, awesome genetics that we make, and the model that you don't, you know, we've never chased what's hip or trending. We've always made our own, and, you know, sprouted seeds in acid if that's what it took to get them to be, and bred until we, you know, found stuff that was, you know, consumer viable product. So I guess that, you know, that like we never steered, right? And we kept our stuff alive, and we keep bringing it to the market, and hopefully that continues on after that. Our genetics live, and our ethics of how we do things, you know, that we're in living soil where you don't need to be a fertilizer applicator to create the best cannabis possible. Like, that's not what it takes. And so every step of the detail, I hope we leave that, you know?
No, that's awesome. And I think you kind of led right into the next question, which is ethics. E for ethics. You know, how does ethics, what role does that play when you guys are, you know, producing cannabis for the end user?
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak to this quick as just like a restaurant owner. You know, I get to make the decision for, you know, hundreds of people every day, and I choose to make really conscious decisions. So what they put in their bodies, you know, is nourishing to them and not toxic. And oftentimes drugs and alcohol, it doesn't matter. You know, people don't care. Nobody asks, oh, where's Absolute come from? Is that grain organic? You know, it's a conversation we don't have. And we have never steered to produce something bigger, more whatever. You know, it's like clean cannabis matters just as much as the air we breathe and the food we consume. And so we really make sure to feed it clean water and, you know, like really tend to it as it's going to feed our bodies. It's food we're taking in a sense. Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then down to two, I think we, you know, the ethics of offering full-time employment to people out from the guise of it, and being awesome employers and having great crew that have been with us, some for 15 years. That's super important.
Seems to be a common theme with a lot of you the cannabis growers are so because you think, oh man, these guys, everybody must be so rich they can afford to give everybody health care and everybody, and it's so not true. You got to work up to that, and it's really expensive to give those things to your employees.
Yeah.
And no, I get it as a small business owner myself, for sure.
And continuing to find incentive, they take pride working here, and they take pride in helping create and develop and find and hunt and being a part of something that's continuing to grow and stay alive through all of this. It's been tumultuous. So
yeah. So as far as G was for growth, and obviously I've seen you guys kind of grow in my mind, but how has the growth gone from your guys' perspective?
I think we take kind of baby steps. We don't make any fast moves in this industry. You see some people just come in and go out, and for us it's about just slowly moving forward with deliberate action. Not trying to be bigger than we can be. We are still, we're all taking a break right now from harvest. We still all work on the farm. So it's very much what a family farm is. We are out there, our hands are dirty in the soil, our fingers are sticky with the harvest right now. So growth is slow. That's what it has to be in this industry at this point. And doing, at least for us, exactly. Doing growing in what we can make to allow ourselves to grow.
there's hurdles in the emerging industry, period, with just like accounts not paying and things not happening, and too many people leveraged out too far to catch themselves if one of those cones falls. And we're not in that position only because we're not continuously extending ourselves out beyond our reach. And we've been in some really tight situations, where it's scary and it's tough to make it through those. And so we just stay tight, do what we do, keep doing what we do at the best that we can do it, and have, like regular awesome followers and customers that value what we're doing. And it's not the entire state, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys, just that everybody knows this is happening right during harvest right now.
Yeah,
in 2024, sure. I really appreciate you guys taking the time, and got employees coming and going, as you can hear, but I appreciate you, because this is a busy time for everybody. As far as accomplishments, what I know you guys have won a bunch of trophies at the Cup, and of course that's an accomplishment, but besides the awards, what are you guys most proud as far as your accomplishments with Alter?
Still being here, despite all the ups and downs of the industry, and there's been a following and relationships that have kept us in the game, and I think as far as winning competitions, it's or get to the point of being frustrated of the ups and downs, and then you get a win, you're like, okay, we're here, people want us doing this, and so we just keep pushing on and just keep doing our best.
But creating something that wins, not winning itself, but sprouting a seed, an old seed, and crossing that with something that making a creation and having that win first place is awesome. And it's awesome even though it's subjective, because that's cool too. It's neat that people appreciate.
Yeah, that's definitely the warm fuzzy feeling, is having your own creation, take that cup. That's really gratifying. Yeah, you can't find that strain in high times, but it's here on Alter Farms.
Totally. But another really big one is something we spoke to earlier, is relationships. The relationships that we've built, with our staff and with our partnerships. Without them, it's all of us that make it happen. That really pull it off. It's all of those relationships that we've built. So we feel accomplished in that we have solid, strong, long-term relationships within the community.
Yeah, I don't know what it says about the market that the most common answer is exactly what Jason started with, is that we're so proud to still be here.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest accomplishment, and it's been crazy watching this, how much it's changed in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Of just legalization, not counting the med market, right? So as far as C is for community, cannabis community, and I feel like you guys obviously have your community here at the farm. But what does the word cannabis community mean to you guys?
For us, one really cool thing that we did actually last season is here in Grants Pass we have what's called the Art in the Garden, and we were approached, and so we were the first cannabis farm to actually open up to the public. And we had artists out here doing crafts and stuff, and then we gave tours of the farm throughout the whole day, and we just had so many folks from the actual community of Grants Pass coming in and having a chance, and we did a follow-up. We called it the Scratch and Sniff Tour, and we had all these old folks coming in, gave them gloves, and we roped off a bud that they could squeeze and smell. I mean, just to see the joy and just to see people actually relate to it and kind of come out of the little box, and the norm, how for them they were still kind of on the edge, and then just to see it normalize into the overall public, that
to break the stigma, to break the image that it has of black plastic in fields and greenhouses everywhere and just this messy
slam bam
thing that they see. They got to experience like, whoa, this is a lot of work. And so also for us, the cannabis community is hard. We're really remote, and because we're a farm, we're always on our farm. So when events happen, it's a lot to pull us out, especially all three of us out. And so I think we tend to kind of miss a lot of the cannabis community events and kind of miss that. But we're definitely trying to bring the community to our farm.
So the last one is why for you, and really it's a question of where are you guys going now in the future? What are the future plans for Alter?
Keep surviving. Surviving long enough to see what happens with this whole big thing, and if it goes nationwide, that's another step. And we have our dreams and desires and expectations around that. See if it comes true or not. But this is a great place to be doing it. Here in Southern Oregon, and being able to grow outside, and our neighbors to the south who are in a similar environment, and I think it'll be really amazing for Oregon for there to be national distribution, and would love to be part of that.